Okay, this is a spa history of Kpaytuo. When, how, and by whom Kpaytuo was built or established. Kpaytuo was built by Kpaytuo in the earlier 18th century. Known to himself born as a warrior, he decided to go to Africa to a medicine man in a small town called Danane, which has now become a big city in Yakuba region, Avorendio. This medicine man is called Lambert. He took Wantobura with him to his unborn town of Darua, one of the biggest cities in Ivory Coast. The medicine man then asked Wantobura to produce the following materials: two pieces of cola, red and white, one white chicken, and a bag of a tree called Kpay in Gil. He then produced all the items or requirements, including the bag of the tree Kpay. After beating it properly, he himself took a good full square corner rack, size brown rack, and rubbed the chalk medicine on the rack. Right after rubbing the chalk on this rack, less than 5 minutes, the rack turned so black, like a quota. The requirements requested by the medicine man represent the following. Number one, the red color represents the blood of his enemy as a warrior, and white color represents his victory. Two, the white chicken represents pure heart and blessing. Three, the bark of a tree Kpay represents what? The slipperiness of Kpaytuo. The seeds of the tree is very much slippery when they beat it. So every enemy that will come to attack Kpaytuo will slip and fall. The black rat represents what? The darkness, BT in Gil, that will be over or around Kpaytuo in time of war, and the enemy or enemies will not be able to conquer Kpaytuo. The medicine man planted a country basket for the rat. Then he told Wantobura to throw it on his head without holding it. The man advised that when this basket, you are going to put the rock inside for the period of time when the basket is shaking. That means you people are to leave very immediately. The medicine man also told Wantobura he did it. Wantobura did it according to the medicine man's instruction. He traveled with the rat from Ivory Coast without holding it until he reached to a certain area behind one hill by the name of Momentum in Gil. The rat dropped and lay one side. So that was the first place where Wantobura and his first cousin Kodosia settled for the first 10 years with their families, naming the town Kpaytuo Guetila, because what? The rat was so blind. And again, the town is named in honor of the blind rat, Gueti in Gil, prepared by the zoo or medicine man from the Republic of Ivory Coast. The spot is dead, now known as Kpaytuo Blind Rat Old Town Spot in Gil, Kpaytuo Guetila, Pala in Gil. Identified by the old cola tree and a traditional chair made with rag for Wantobura. This Kpaytuo Old Town Spot is located on the left-hand side of the public motor road from Loyi. After 10 years in Guatira town, round about 1 o'clock a.m., the basket that the black rat was inside started shaking just like when you put a living chicken in a basket. Then Wantogboga and his people started packing immediately, left with the same process, and went. They reached to where Kpaytuo is now, crossing it, and particularly to where the Tuazamagu, Man Wanto, Blay, and Gonkano Zino families occupying the rock drop down from Wantogboga's hair and lay down flat with the right side or facing up, pointing straight to the sky. Then they started clearing and building houses. This is how went about home Kpaytuo was built or established. This is Kpaytuo's special song, Kpaytuo Gisire Pon. Then Hio, meaning leopard cannot grab anything from Kpaytuo easily. At last, we repeat this 4 times. Kpaytuo carry go. Kpaytuo carry go. Kpaytuo carry go. Kpaytuo carry go. Meaning what? Kpaytuo, we are together. When we say yes, it will surely happen. The history of Kpaytuo, Gotira was revealed by Langasewa Wantogboga to Mr. Peter Nwati, grandson of Wantogboga, written by Mr. Peter N. Langa, commonly called Papa Langa. Then we come to a family history. The family history of Wantogboga, the generation of Wantogboga that migrated from La Côte d'Ivoire, the Republic of Ivory Coast, on the east to the west coast of Africa to the Green Coast, now known to be Liberia, crossing the Kavala and the Seston rivers during the colonial period because of drought in the 17th century. Starting from Dekame to Wantogboga and his children, grand and great grandchildren. Dekame became what? The father of Gudua. Gudua became the father of what? Glukasa. Glukasa then became what? The father of Gretin. Gretin then became what? The father of Saul Bople. Then Saul Bople became the father of Wantogboga. The uncles and nephews of Wantogboga were Ba, who the town Ba place is named in his honor for being the one who established or built this town on the northeastern region of Kpaytuo. Kodosia, who was also one of the strong traditional warriors fighting alongside with Wantogboga when their enemies attacked. Tarzan, the father of Makaye, the mother of Yokaba, and Gwe, and the father of Temo, and Deko, the partner friends of Gretin, are born Yibu, who the quarter the father of Kwangun is named after, and also in law then father of Mia Dobo, the mother of Wantogboga. Not forgetting the great grandmothers of the great grandfathers. Momuka, the mother of Dekame. Liadagu, the mother of Gudua. Kuyanu, the mother of Glukasa. Kogan, the mother of Gretin. Nyore, the mother of Saul Bople, and Mia Dobo, the mother of want to bring. Then the wives of want to bring, the women who he married, get away. The mother of what? Drobomi san, Mary, va, Zweti, san, and san, Doakpon. Then les gars, les gens gamins, the mother of Langa, Sewa, Pay Lopo, Poto Me, Rato, and Dankwan. Then another, don't say for ye, don't say any poo, excuse me, don't get any poo, the mother of Suomi, Zedua, Gela, Kakuya, Mazara, and Kodu. Then le canon, the mother of one Notia and Gufaye, va from there, va to Bikima, the father of Yoato, then Yavoyi, one put Dwaye, Monquiada, Mampie, Mendy, and Marie. Then Zueti Loa became the mother of one, being one loper. Pomente Giare, Boba Gate, and Way Zueti. Then Langa Sewa to Langa Sewa want to bring to Bikima, the father of Kanwa Benzin, Toba Ava, Sekpe, Le Mama, Le Canon, Le Boy, Noanti, Name Pon, Name La, Zobru, Sewaka, Zlankwai, Yakpane, Monte, Grikia, Go Tameaga, Kamapo, Guanu, d'un pour se commander comme maybe, Poka Poka, Blumer, Kan, Kapamer, and 1 year. Okay, you want to wife, doing become the mother of who Kwarakwakwa, Morris, Dan, Mary, Deakpo, Mewo, and Mami. Okay. Dan Kwan waited to became the father of Tona and Tage. So means it became the father of Kpaytuo and Kwadie. Kodu became the father of Sadi. I mean, Tivo Wanto. And Woto Batoba Bie. And so God go of Kpaytuo number 2. Mazara became the mother of Date Towai, commonly known as Daniel Towai. Takuya became the mother of Kwakwa. Gungwen, Martin, Lopa became the mother of what? Bomi, Zuawe, one Banker, and Sumi. Gilfaya became the father of Kui Kalo, and others to be identified. Temo became the father of Melo, Deveka, Miami, Sabien, Mwangbo, Peter, Paul, John, Poo, and Koma, and Zabuni. Koma and Zabuni. The immediate relatives of Wawato Bunga. Number 1, Ba, the man who established the town called Bafli. Then the families of Maga, Zame, Sia, Kodo, and Yokama, Bawu are all in the family circle of Wanto Bunga. The below listed names are the wives of Wanto Bunga's children and where they came from. Verse 1. Don't put from Gray, the other Langa family from Gray, the mother of Yoato. Then Markeri, the Alu from Blair of the Kendo family. Then Lekado from Bonri of the Sumi Grigbe family, the mother of one point Dwyer and Dunya. 4. Voyi Markeri, Dalu from Blair the mother of Montpierre d'Amélie, Mampierre, and others. 5. Langa's wife, Dubé Bahia from Towaitan, the mother of Tomava of the Goli family. B. Mandeti from Zanovatu of the Kuate family, the mother of Sekpe, Noati, Namela, Zobu, Sewaka, Zrakwaye, Yakpale, the Mama, Namepo, Le Canu, Le Boy, Wanted and Glukia. C. Waigolon became the mother of one, maybe Pokapwa, Blumer, Kapamer, 1 year go Damaga and Guanu. Granto's wife, Baulu from Vample, from the Yidin family, the mother of Tomate, the mother of Tomate. B. Doing from Vample, the Yidin family, Tomate, then doing of Kpaytuo, the mother of Kwanakwakwa, Maurice Dan, Mire, Diakpo, and Mami. That one with his wife. Sison Loi Lu from Zuotuo, all the Gonkawa family. Then Le Canu from Towaitan, from the Zambi family, because become the mother of Tona. Then Pekana from Low Play became from the family became the mother of Target. Their area of specialization. Langasiwa was a strong and hard working person who so cared for his brothers and sisters. For this reason, he was so much honored and respected by his family members because he cared or catered to every family members and non-family members without limitations. Langa and his brothers Temo and Val worked so hard in defense of their family to maintain the good character or reputation of the Wanto Bringer family, and their missions have been accomplished. Thank you. This is how Kpaytuo was built and from the family land. So, according to this history, to every family members of Wanto Bringer, we deem it necessary to make this it possible for every family member that may come after and after should always know their role to play in the family, as our past parents were so cooperative and so lovely to one another, are now representing the family of Wanto Bringer, representing Gudua, Deganso, even Gretin, so Goplay, Wanto and Lanka will advance that the family should maintain the good character of our past parents, to be united, to live in peace, to love one another, to erase any history against one another, to erase personal grudge from your heart, to always practice how to be in unity, to boost the family operation in the town of Kpaytuo, in the clan of We clan, We Bay Administrative District, Nima County, Liberia as a whole, that you should always know this. Live in peace, again, love one another, forgive one another, respect one another, Respect one another. I will say it. I will say it. Respect one another and be in unity as our people were in the past. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. What's heavy? I'm feeling like I was heavy and no. Okay. So again, this is Papa Langa standing before you, reading, and not only this, uh, the next one to come is the common boundaries, the traditional boundaries between the other nearby towns will come later after this. Thank you. Thank you. This is how Kpaytuo was built and also the family who Kpaytuo was built by, how they were established. Then, for the second phase, after Kpaytuo has been built, in everywhere in history, there's political, divisions. They started the civil land people, the people have it, but the country people, the native people used to have it first. The one people call political division. Every town has its boundary between the surrounding or the neighboring towns. Kpaytuo will start from east to west, then from north west to southeast. Then they start from the west, from downtown to the motor road from Loi to Kpaytuo. Starting from downtown, we have a hill called Rain in Kpaytuo. Then a little creek there called there are two little creeks. One is Yabu. I don't care how long sunshine that water will not pass, so they call it Yabu. Then from Yabu now is Glade. Glade, when you cross the road now, from there is Guatila Pana. And not Guatila Pana, so it's Straton. From Straton now you get to Biafra. From Biafra you get to Buako. From Buako now you get to Duzabu. Duzabu now is a boundary. The boundary Glade, Buako, Biafra and Straton are the boundary between Kpaytuo and Loi. Then in extension from there to going to Movago, the source of the water called Gray, is a boundary from Kpaytuo, Bo, and Quila, and Bakri. Then going downward, Gray is a boundary. Getting somewhere there is an old town called Marpana. In those days, the wall that was between Kpaytuo, the Gil and the Kran, they pushed Malay people all the way and they came and settled there. So it's known today as Maripana. It's a boundary between Kpaytuo, Malay, and Kwe. For there to get on the road there is a little creek called Gil. It's a boundary between Kpaytuo and Kwe. Then crossing the road now is a boundary called, there are a hill there and a small water. The hill there is called Gato. Gato and Maui. So Gato and Maui, the boundary for Kpaytuo and Gray also do. Going downward is Ken before that. But there's a reason why Bo2 has become a boundary for Do and Kpaytuo. So going down the wall until you get to downtown. So these are the boundaries between Kpaytuo and the other town. But there's some clarification there is, before them, the boundary between Kpaytuo and Loi was Bazai. Last small creek the proprietor found in Bazai. But because what? When people brought the road, there was a little called Kpaytuo from Kpaytuo, from Kpaytuo married from Loi. And the vague one too is married from Kpaytuo. For that reason, they were making fun beyond that swamp, that little water. So when people brought the road, they said, well, the people who farming there are the people who will brush that area. So for that reason, when Kpaytuo people, when they brought down, they stopped on grain. So that one happened and grain became the boundary for Kpaytuo and Loi, but before then it was Bazai. The same thing is one. The clarification there is, another one is uh, the other grade. Duasiboyi. The people stand up here always assuming that the area there is for them. No. It's just because the water was so deep, and then when it's time for fishing, they do a see a mother from Kpaytuo for the want to bring up family. And he the one can go into or under that water. So it's time for fishing, the same for him, and he will come. So for respect as their nephew, they name the part of water, they push on water, Duasiboyi. But not for Sahapri people. That's what I want you to know. Not for Sahapri people. The same thing with Do. King was the boundary first, but because we intermarried from here and there, the one boy has become the boundary between Kpaytuo and Do clan. So these are the boundaries. These are the neighborhood, are the boundaries between Kpaytuo and the neighboring towns. This is Papa Langa. This story was revealed to him by the grandfather of Wanto Bunga, and he too want to pass it to all of you in time to come. Then you will know how to defend Kpaytuo. Thank you. This is Papa Langa.
Very good, very good. Thank you. Then there I have the little question. I have a little question. You know, there are some, you know, other family, you know, relationship with other people, you know. So I want to know how about it and how they also be in the history. Yeah, Britain family.
Oh, the Britain families are nephews to the Kodo family. A daughter of Kodo. Daughter of Kodo is Mana. Mana married to Ozino. They people they from Minia, from Nyari and part of Louis. But when they came, when Zino came out, he never married Mana to Kera. He stayed in Kpaytuo. So the Britain families are nephews to the Kodo and the Wando family.
And okay, the Kodo, our nephew to Kodo and Wanto. Okay, what was the relationship between Kodo and Wanto?
It was a first cousin.
Oh, Kodo was the first cousin of Wanto Benga.
Yeah.
Okay. Then so it's the first cousin of Wanto Benga. Then Wanto Benga born Lanka.
Yes.
Okay. Then Kodo now, the generation of Kodo, that is Britain.
Britain, Bra, there are many.
Okay.
There are many. There are many. And again, Britain too, he was a friend of Bon Yibu. This Bon Yibu man is from Mali. So Bon Yibu from Mali was from Mali. The war I'm talking about that drove Mali people from their town and they came and settled somewhere around there. That what brought Britain to Kpaytuo and was a friend of Wanto. Britain was a friend of Wanto. And what they call it Bongo.
Then okay, the pa also want to.
I mean, Bon Yibu was a friend of Britain. Okay, so father.
Then how about like Yokaba member then family can be.
That one I say the Yokama family. I ran here. The Yokama family to their nephews to all because Tarzan daughter was Makaye, and Tarzan son is Gwe, who born Temo. Tarzan too is the nephew, I mean the first cousin, Tarzan and Kodo. They are the cousin of Wanto Bunga. So Tarzan is the one who born Makaye. Then Makaye too born Yokama. Makaye born Yokama, and Yokama too born Memaden. But Memaden, their father, they call him Bawu. He was from Bopagye. He came and settled with Wanto Bunga, married Makaye. And they born only two. They born Sonyao and Yokama.
Oh, okay.
Soya, you can get from this soya baobu, soya baobu, they bao mayor from Bagu.
Okay. So the reason she now is from because of their grandmother.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Their father who from outside they came to want to bring and let me say among the want to bring family, we married the grandmother or can be there.
Yeah, then you can't do married to a Bongati in Kpaytuo. But historically, there was a history against, family history against, a hatred against one another. The Kira man.
No.
Then it was the Kira man and a leper one he called. Then Wanto went there and told the people, you finish killing my daughter, husband. The same thing you did with the children and my daughter with me in the quarter, you will kill them all. That is how he brought Mewadin to go home. And they are there now. That's how Mewadin, but they were born in Kpaytuo. Their father is Bongati. Bongati too is a brother of Ban. See our father Ban, part of brother is Bongati. They are all dead and they see our father.
Now I understand something. So okay, then want to bring out the blood never then there because they are mother from us.
Yeah.
So because the mistreatment from the other side say the same way your kid, my daughter, maybe the children say you will kill them.
Okay.
So you brought them back in our quarter.
Okay. Similar thing with the Yoato children family. The Yoato children, you know, Peter won't buy, Nova, one time. There was a woman married to me in separate people. Their mother, Yoato, was a daughter of Van. And Yoato mother from Gray. And Yoato was with a Bugbe. Bugbe too never paid dowry, but yet instead she was with me. And Bugbe too was a powerful and hard-headed man. When he was sick, he came in the same bush. He told his two wives when I died, they'll carry their children to Kpaytuo to their people there. When they stay here, people will, SSR put that brush against them. Not only that, the good way down that one there was Omen Langa himself and Van went there. No, I was there as big as he was before he died. The only two persons they born there in Kpaytuo that were fucking and their last brother called Glicker, but there was one man, water and no, they born there in Toyota. They were there. So when Boo went down, Omen Langa and Van went there. They said, so we our daughter, our husband down will carry them. So when they came and Kpaytuo went to Sunny Kuli, at that time it was 1928. This Commissioner June was a professional commissioner in Sunny Kuli. He went there and sued them. He sued Omen, Va and Langa, telling the commissioner that my brother wife and his children, my brother died, but he came forcibly and brought my brother wife, my late brother wife, and they came here. So when they went, they asked him, they said he paid dowry for it. He said no. Their in-law business cannot be settled in the court. Go say your brother died now, you never paid dowry for the woman, your brother never paid dowry before he died now. Why you do now? Go and identify yourself to the family and pay the dowry. And send the children were born that you never married one, you will buy the children one by one before they become your family. That is how you fail to do now, that one of them remain in Kpaytuo and they die today. And there are some other family that making, you see how spirit they are talking.
Yeah.
Okay, there are other family in your town to build a town. Not only you who build a town, make a town, but the other people who will come around.
Yeah.
You want to and go to build this town. The same thing happened to Britain family I'm talking about. The same thing happened with the Bon people. Okay, with Bon Igbo people. They were Bon Igbo were from Mali. Then they saw to sing that the Kuo foreigner I'm talking about. Sing. They were to their home. What simply one right in that FD what they call. They were there too. Then the family of Bam, see how then they were to Bam you know, by the time they call Ban Pulipana, they were there. Then, two of them, good, the Nepo, or two of them father, their mother now, it was a daughter of Bon. Two of them then they from Zuli. But their mother, when she married to good, very good from Zuli. But good never carried her, good settled in Kpaytuo, and they born all the children. Some in Kpaytuo, but they born Boagan, two of them query, one year. They born all of them in Zuli before bringing them to a born. And how they two when they came, they identify certain even for them, they build their town. They call it Zombo, right behind board there, they were there. They call it Zombo Mana. So all of these people, they were to their various homes. Yomi too, his father Kpaytuo was to a farm, a village nearby Kpaytuo. Then when you are going to Zagrepi, they were there until when Mato Bura built Kpaytuo a separate and welcome government too when they were doing a expansion war. That one to now call Yomi to come and leave as a clan chief when they declared we as a clan in 1920. So Yomi was called by Mwato Bua. Mwato this is it because to show or to render to the government to accept. When I went, the white chicken and carried to New Appeal to Sudaple. It was a town between New Appeal and Flattown. It was Sudaple. And play Mwato and Kpaytuo. Kpaytuo went, and Kpaytuo was the wife of their daughter, son. Yeah, their daughter's son, Yokama. Okay, Yokama son, Niwe. So he said for this reason, every nephews I gave him honor. So what happened? He and Kpaytuo went and did that. So for that reason, the family of Yomi, they from Blair. They from Blair. His father Kpaytuo, they were doing Kpaytuo and Kpaytuo. They from Blair, but their mother from Doe place. So Kpaytuo decided going back and said, "I'll not go, I'll be here. We want to, Neil want to say he's a warrior so he can defend every one of us." So he built a town there near Kpaytuo there. So after the exception of the accepting the government too, that the town now, they declare that place as a town headquarters, that the town now, we want to call Yomi. But before then, where we had a compound in Kpaytuo, we want to declare it as a soya barrel for the government for the LNG, they call it National, is a one, Liberia National Guard, we'll say, or they call them Armed Forces, AFL. They used to call them Liberia National Guard. So they were there. Now how come when we make Kpaytuo as a clan headquarters, I say make Kpaytuo be the headquarters because we got place there already for the soldiers. So the clan chief will go and live there as a compound. So that's how you know. You see it in how about some other family. And two, Guagun. Guagun, man, you say Guagun. You know when people so you want to advise them, they say, go I want Guagun. So the Guagun man here, he was a brother of born Hebrew. Like the way one to and Ba. Ba play, that one Kpaytuo and Ba is called Danozo. So the same thing with Guan and born Hebrew. So Guan and Guan people to attach to born Hebrew now, so they are qualified Guagun is attached to Guagun. Like Guagun too is attached to Guagun because what? The mother of Mato Bunga. You understand? Okay, the father of Mato Bunga, the mother of Mato Bunga, near the book from Tangun. You were from Tangun here, where it is now, you were not there, but from the east, when from Ivory Coast, when they came. So I want to build that down, he said, my uncle then. Okay, they will come and be with me, let them be on this side. So he got it Tangun. See, want to bring our mother from Tango. We are all nephews to the Tango people. They need Roger Woodsy. That one, they doing any occasion, go there or go there and lay down before him. He give me some. So now how the relationship.
So I want to ask,
Yeah, I know you.
Time from Africa to come to Wanto. And he said, from your explanation, Wanto father from Africa.
Want to father. All of them are good from Africa. So want to father, so father to like Britain. So all of them came from Africa. They came where they settled first before they born want to. Where Britain settled and first go want to, where they had Gara, they built by there. Okay, that where they were first. That one when 2 years sold that place of girls and dope muscle. He said they pay now for one people. That good one part of every year because our father Britain, when the first king, that there where they settled and they born so and they born Mato.
Wow. Okay, that's the end of history for them.
Remember, mother,
Your grandma?
your cover, she the one came from Wanto.
Yeah. Mato Kosi, your cover is a daughter of Tanzan.
You were naming plenty of women there. We born, Langa, Va.
Yeah.
They are who women.
Wanto's wife.
Oh, these are the Wanto ones.
Okay, Wanto wife. And her wife was there away from there. The var mother.
So all this area, yeah, I'm going to put it in Google. So if you go in Google, you put Kpaytuo history, then all will come out. Then you will read one by one, and the way he really like you understand. I will even try to put the video there.
So now you know. I prefer this thing, I give one copy to the elders
Thank you.
for them to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
In the future to know about Kpaytuo. Then I give them.
They did well. They were. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.